Oh my god, I do love that intro. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our fifth day of group stage action for the We Play Dota 2 League. There are a total of 8 days of group stage play, so by the time this weekend is done, we will have gone through 6 of the 8 groups. We will know 12 of the 16 teams that are going to move on into Phase 2. Then we repeat the same format, but of course the groups get tougher, the stakes get higher. I'm LD, I'm joined here by WebS, and we are going to be casting Mouse Sports versus ICCup. Taking a quick look at the bracket. After this match, we have Empire versus Absolute Legends. So yeah, this group is pretty stacked. Dare I say it, had everyone known what ICCup was capable of at Tech Labs, they probably would not have been seeded into this group, but the groups were made long before that, so it's now going to be a pretty tough race to make it out. Hey Wepis, how you doing?
I'm really good, man. I'm really good. Excited to see this game since, like you said, ICCup did very well in the Tech Lab tournament. So it's going to be interesting to see what they can put up against Mouse Sports. And yeah, feeling good.
Yeah, it's you have a day off from DreamHack Invitational, right? So you got a little bit of rest?
Yeah, a little bit of rest. It was a long day yesterday, though. We had beat the studio for, 4.5 hours or so. So it was a long day, but
yeah,
getting some rest. But yeah.
Looked like hard work playing 10 Kunkka mid. I mean, that's stressful stuff right there.
Yeah, quite so. When Cybermat starts spawning fountains and Roshans and stuff, it gets quite hard after a while when he crashes the game.
Yeah,
but
that's his form of raging, but he gets away with it because he's Cyborg Matt. So,
yeah.
Well, hopefully no fountain's going to be spawned this game, guys. The format for this tournament, for those who aren't familiar with it, is best of one group stages with double elimination. So basically, we have 2 initial matches. Then from these, 2 teams will emerge as your winner bracket finalists. The winner bracket champions are first place. The loser bracket champions will be second, and the other 2 teams go home. So winning this first match gives you that inside track. No guaranteed advancement, but it makes life a whole lot easier. Anyway, with all that being said, Wepis, it is going to be Mouse Sports using a stand in this game. It's actually Nino, who is from... Oh god, what team is Nino from? I definitely remember his name.
Didn't he play in We Has Asians before?
Yeah, I think that's right. He played for one of those, like, not top-tier teams, but sort of the second tier down.
He might have been in the DD for a while as well.
Yeah, DD. I think it was DD.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's Morty Bot, I believe. So Mouse is using a stand-in for this game. Actually, not 100% sure. Is Pos the one who's missing? I'm not sure. Not sure who Lost Myself is.
I have no idea who Lost Myself is.
We'll find out after this, I guess. But yeah, so they are using a stand-in. Over on the side of ICCup, not the case. So could be a factor. We'll just have to wait and see. But man, it's Alchemist. Oh boy, I love this hero, even if he's not always that strong. But in Black's hands, generally he gets fat.
Yeah, I like it when Alchemists play aggressive, though. Going for a fast Shadow Blade and then max out Concoction and just try and gank people. I think that's a lot more fun than just going for the 1200 GPM Alchemist with a Radiance just standing in the jungle for 30
YOLO!
minutes. This is a bit boring. It's a lot more fun when he farms, and if you can catch a Nyx out by surprise, you can pretty much kill him in the full Concoction stun.
It's a long stun, and also you have Acid Spray, which reduces that Strength hero's armor. And Lifestealer is actually not very tanky if he's not auto-attacking. Even the way that you generally build him, where maybe you go for phased drums, you get an armlet. If the armlet's not active, it doesn't really help you survive that much. You get some armor, some regen, but it's really not a whole lot when you're not able to toggle it. So yeah, they could definitely kill him. They also have Demonic Purge, an annoying ability against Lifestealer. Obviously, it's not a complete counter, but it is a pain in the ass. And then they go for the Nature's Prophet, which was actually their first pick. So this lineup, pretty mobile. We could see maybe the Orchid on the Prophet and the Shadowblade on the Alchemist, and then if they play it correctly and they have a good start, it won't really be safe for ICCup to move around the map.
Yeah, for sure. The Alchemist, or the Lifestealer, of course, will have some problems farming, but they got quite a mid-game focused lineup right now, with Keeper of the Light being his Illuminate doing so much damage in mid, and then of course Mag, as soon as he gets a blink, you want to try and be active with him, as well as, like you said, with the Lifestealers going for Face Boots drums into Armlet. That usually comes around the mid-game, and then you want to try and put as much pressure as possible, because even if Nyx is strong late game, he's strongest in the mid-game.
Let me ask you, am I missing something? I thought Black was the one who played the Alchemist, but ICCup bans Anti-Mage. Is this something they've been running as like a secondary carry in a tri-lane?
I have no idea, actually. I believe Black is actually the one playing Alchemist most of the times, but wasn't it you and me that casted VP before when they used an Alchemist support?
Yeah, I think it was. That was a while ago, but that was a crazy game.
But I don't think they're gonna do it though.
Yeah, I mean, they could. In theory, they could run Nature's Prophet mid. They could have run Anti-Mage as the safe lane farmer, pull him a bit, and then run a tri-lane Alchemist Shadow Demon +1. But you're going against Keeper of the Light. I just can't imagine Mousesport's actually trying to do that. And they pick up TA, so we're definitely not going to see any additional hard carries at this point.
No, and that most likely is gonna leave the Prophet in the long lane as well, since Mouse pretty much, or Black pretty much every game he plays the safe lane farmer. He doesn't really want to be in the long lane. He just want to get his farm pretty much.
Yeah, which is why the anti-mage ban mystifies me. But maybe they just didn't know what else to ban. They say whatever, we'll throw one away. We don't really need this ban anyway. Let's see if it comes back to hurt them, and we'll probably see. So it looks like a Fato Templar Assassin. Black going to be playing that Alchemist in the safe lane. I imagine Alex will be on the Shadow Demon, and then I'm not sure what we're going to see Nino playing, but I think he played support, so we'll probably see him on the secondary support this game.
Yeah, we might see Alina being picked up as a last, because it's not banned out actually, and since ICCup picked up both their supports already, Rubik most likely going to be the support. The Lina is still open with the combo with Shadow Demon and Alchemist.
Oh, Naga the choice here. A hero that can give Templar Assassin fits in the mid game, the Ensnare, very frustrating to play against, and of course it reveals you as well, so don't even need Sentries or Dust if you time it properly. You can disjoin it with Meld, but it depends if you have that Meld ready to go, if you're quick enough. And yeah, something like Lina would be great here. I really think they need that burst damage. They have a Templar Assassin, so they'll have some additional minus armor, which can help you bring down the lifesteal quicker. Actually, if you look at this team, they have some synergy. If Nature's Prophet rushes a Medallion, or maybe the Shadow Demon picks one up, you add up all the minus armor. What do we look at? It's 8 from Meld, I believe, -8 when it's maxed, another 6 from Acid Spray. That's -14, plus a Medallion would be, what is that, another -5? So then we're looking at like -19 armor, and they go for Morphling, so, well, what the hell are they gonna, are they jungling the Alchemist? I mean, what is going on with these lanes? How are they gonna lane this?
It looks like Alex is actually the one picking up the Alchemist, so they're gonna run a support Alchemist now.
Oh. So
they might go for a Roche with this.
Yeah, they maybe could level 1 Roche with Meld as well as Acid Spray. You've Trance to tank. Actually, you're right. They could definitely Roche at level 1, and Morphling will hit pretty hard if he morphs heavily Agi. Obviously, that's risky as hell against ICCup because they have Keeper of the Light. So if you get caught in Roche and you're taking damage, you're probably getting wiped.
Yeah, but we've been seeing Black actually trying to get Morphling a bit into the game again, just trying to pick him up as his safe lane farmer. I do believe he played it in the DreamHack game where they played against Fnatic. Didn't work out in the end since he was playing against pretty much 2 or 3 hard carry heroes, so it's quite hard to being just a Morphling against 3 other very farmed heroes, but he's been playing it at least 1 or 2 games before this, so he really wants to get that hero back in the game.
Yeah, this is, I mean, he's not the only one, but Black's certainly one of the pioneers, especially in Europe. We've seen Aoi 2000 play him on occasion, but then in Asia, we've seen Mushi, I think, is sort of the main player who's played him. We've seen XY. XY, for Zenith, actually played a hilarious Morphling, but it was against the lower tier team. He went E-Blade, Dagon 5. Yeah, that's fun if you're stomping, but not something you can really count on in a game like this. And considering how greedy Mouse's draft is, I mean, yeah, Alchemist is a serviceable support, but he doesn't really have any control. He's only going to be useful as a roamer. Later on, you could drop Acid Spray to kind of push out lanes, and he can farm okay in the jungle, but obviously in a head-on clash, well, you have to channel that Unstable Concoction. It's not a reliable stun. He is fairly squishy without items. He doesn't have any amazing crowd control like an RP, a Demonic Purge, so he could be a liability depending on how the lanes develop, and I don't think we'll see the E-Blade Dagon 5 of Morphling as a result, but well, it's going to be interesting, and their dual roam is actually very scary, because they also have Prophet who can show up anywhere, so it's potentially 4 heroes converging on one lane at any given time.
Yeah, they got a very strong roaming capability, but the Alchemist, though, I mean, if you max out Spray and Concoction, that does quite a bit of damage, and since he's going to be support, we'll most likely see him picking up the Medallion, unless Koiko, of course, wants to do it, since it'll benefit him quite a lot, since everything pretty much stacks up, or it works, it has a good synergy, because of Concoction being physical damage, of course. Your Concussion does like 500 damage with that amount of minus armor, so it's quite ridiculous.
In an AoE as well, but it's a small AoE, but if you can hit multiple heroes, yeah, fight is freaking over. Then it is like a mini reverse polarity with more damage and less duration, but well, I mean, if it's a full stun, then it's the same duration, right? But we can't count on them getting that, or even more, but well, we'll see. They could even offensive tri-lane potentially. Like, in theory, Morphling, Alchemist, Shadow Demon isn't a bad tri-lane. It's just very risky and dangerous against ICCup, who are going to have a dominant one with life to keep it light. So I don't think they'll go for it, but if they wanted to, I mean, Acid Spray is pretty good in the tri-lane. We'll see what they do. Like you said, Black normally just takes the safe, easy farm, and starting with the Wraith Band, looks like he's going to be pulled. So if they tri-lane, I don't think it'll be with him, and yeah, it looks like they're probably not going to in the end.
Yeah, and looks like with the movement from ICCup right now, even though it's paused, they're actually gonna try and run an aggressive trial lane instead with the Keeper of the Light, Rubik, and Naga Siren, and then run the Nikes, most likely farming in the safe lane.
So they're expecting the Prophet off lane. That's a hero that Lifestealer, I mean, not only could do well against, but can actually just zone out of lane once he gets, say, level 2 or 3. Just, you can trade blows, you have a Stout Shield, you'll outlast hit him easily with the Quelling Blade. The Trance don't really scratch you because you're a Strength hero who gets a Stout Shield, and you have Feast, so you just regen it all. So he won't necessarily be able to kill Prophet, but he'll free farm, and then, well, how do you think the aggressive tri-lane's going to match up? Rubik, Naga, Keeper versus a Morphling, Alchemist, Shadow Demon.
Well, they got a lot of burst on the side of ICCup, of course, but they kind of need level 3, at least, on the Rubik to be able to get that Fade Bolt to level 2, because otherwise they only got the lift and doesn't actually do any damage, so they can only count on Illuminate as well as Riptide, but if they can get level 3 on the Rubik, it's going to be a lot of damage. But on the other hand, Mouz got Disruption, so they can actually save someone from a lot of that damage. And they got some good burst as well with the Concoction, if they can get a level 3 on the Alchemist.
Yeah, I could see it going either way. The one other factor is, well, normally you'd look at this and say, hey, Mouse is on their safe lane, so they could just pull. But the issue is, you're pulling against the Keeper of the Light, who may just say, thank you, I'll take those creeps for myself. And so potentially could work against them. Also, I imagine we'll see a Smoke of Deceit picked up off the bat here on Mouse. Well, Nino selling some items. Still has 200 gold in the bank, but they still need a courier. He'll deploy one now as Alex proceeds to stun himself in the fountain. So no smoke. I mean, they're a strong dual roam, but they decide they're just going to have to sit in this tri-lane top and not going to be able to leave the lane too early.
Yeah, getting sentries instead, so I guess they're counting on just de-warding and removing the vision from ICCup to make it easier for them to roam. But yeah, like you said, no smoke. It's going to bring out questions as soon as they disappear, and of course it's going to open up the gank potential of, or the killing potential of ICCup to kill off Black if they can get a good lift going.
Yeah, I mean, Morphling at level 1, well, he's not going to have his... let's see, has he actually taken away for him? No, hasn't skilled anything. Generally, you want to take Morph in an easy lane just so you can last hit better, but if you do that and you get caught, potentially you can be burst down at level 1. Morph doesn't actually change your stats all that quickly, so we'll see what he goes for. But anyway, we have a moment here, Wepes, so let's introduce the teams. On the side of Mouse Sports, we have Black playing the Morphling, Nino Dota standing in. He'll be playing the Shadow Demon. Alex on the Support Alchemist. That's right, Support Alchemist. You heard it here. Fata on the solo mid TA. Has been a dominant solo mid in the past and sort of has my vote for like top 3 or 4 in Europe, but has not had great performances as of late. Seems like he's been struggling a bit. And Koikfa, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, going to be playing the offlane Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, and on the side of ICCup, going up against Koikfa in the safe lane, we got Mag playing the Lifestealer. In the mid lane, Resolution is playing that Mag. And then in the aggressive tri lane, we got Always Wanna Fly on the Keeper of the Light, Jackal playing the Naga Siren, and of course, We Just Sick on the Rubik.
Yeah, so they haven't placed any wards yet. They're going to roam into the enemy jungle. We'll see if they actually look to block the camp, because the other thing you could do is just put wards that give you vision either in the lane or even to the right of the camp, just so that you know when they're pulling. And it looks like they're actually content not to block it, but just to have vision. So they see where the pulls happen. They can look to Jack with Illuminate spam. You can also... The other way to approach it is push the lane and then just go contest the pull and try and fight. But immediately, the D-ward is here. Alchemist will Illuminate to the face. But hey, first blood as far as wards go, going to Mouse. And that actually is probably the most important thing to this lane. Consumables matter to some extent, but getting the D-ward is crucial for Mouse.
Yeah, it's going to help them out a lot, because just being able to have that vision to know when Nino wants to go in and pull, if he actually wants to pull, that opens up the Illuminate opportunity for Always Wanna Fly, so he should be able to get a good Illuminate out in that situation. But like you said, the ward going down, so the vision is gone.
Ooh, they're wrapping around already. They're thinking about going here. If they get that full Unstable Concoction, that's some good damage. Level 2 on Black, he now has a point in waveform, as well as his Morph, and well, looks like no real contesting just yet. Just some neutral farming. We'll see if an Illuminate is used to steal this big creep. Here we go. Black waves in, tries to take it. He gets stunned for his trouble, and the creep goes to always want to fly. That really sucks. Morphling, his mana is quite precious nowadays. With that nerf to morph, it now costs 30 mana per second. Especially at the early levels, that's a big difference. I mean, you really can't afford to use morph too often without running out of mana quickly. So blowing a waveform like that, he doesn't have Keeper of the Light on his side. Could cost him a bit later on.
Yeah, and his regen is actually out already. He was taking some harassment from Jackal on a Naga, so
right.
he's out of tangos already. So he gotta send something out or just get some regen from Nino. I believe Nino's most likely gonna give him his tangos.
So, meanwhile, bottom lane, Nature's Prophet not having the easiest of times. He's blown through almost all of his regen. He's got 3 tangos left, but he's a bunch of clarities already. Middle lane, just some aggression. We'll have a quick pause. Fata has a haste turn. Koikfa is getting the farm and the levels, though. He is level 4, and that's the one thing that we haven't discussed. I mean, we always do it when there's a Nature's Prophet, but we should do it again. He is the +1. He'll have a quick level 6. The ult can be devastating. Tower dives are very dangerous, and even if you're winning the tri-lane, you can quickly lose it and find yourselves getting wiped if a nice Nature's Wrath is there, or even if you just dive and he comes in and sprouts you, so... We'll see. He'll have to go back to base before he can do something like that, or Fairy Regen, but could be a factor over the next 3-4 minutes.
Yeah, it's gonna be very dangerous. Even just the damage from the Unstable Concoction could be enough for the Prophet to TP in and just try and do some damage.
Oh, Black eats an Illuminate to the face, he'll wave away. He didn't even turn on his Morph during that time, which you can do while you're being Rubik lifted, but just thinks he'll live, and he was right, although barely at that. Bottom lane, we see a little bit of a backstab, I almost want to say, from Koikfa, and well, the one we action breaky up top. Nope. Oh, so the one lane we haven't looked at is the Mag mid versus Fata's TA, and so far Fata winning this lane pretty handily. Mag's gonna have to bottle Crow heavily. I mean, sort of what you expect from the matchup, but good to see Fata having that powerful start.
Yeah, the good thing for Mag in this lane, though, is that if you compare it to a Queen of Pain instead, Mag just takes so much damage that he really has to play it passively, but here he can actually go in and take some farm. Even though he has a Bottle Crow and won't be on top of the last hits, he'll be able to get a level 6 faster and most likely farm up a bit easier. So he's going to have a good impact as soon as he hits level 6 if he gets TP and manage to get a good rotation.
Nino went to go check the rune, and he was actually spotted coming back this way. He'll take a fall. That'll be your first blood. The wave over the top coming in for Black. They'll get the counter kill. And now a hasted Fata has arrived. He wants some more kills. Jackal, no net, no ensnare. It's cooling down. He'll have it now, and that should end the aggression. He wanted to bait Fata in the tower. He won't get it. But yeah, Rubik, oh sorry, he didn't actually go to get the rune. He went to place this Observer, I believe, and on his way back, and maybe even put a little pressure mid, and on his way back got spotted out by the Dire Ward, of course, which you see here, and as a result was easy pickings for ICCup.
Yep. So good start, I believe. Yeah, ICCup was the one that got the first blood, but they got a counter kill, of course, on the Rubik. But it's still, getting the first blood always helps out, especially when you're running that aggressive trialing. You want to be the one getting the kills most of the time.
Right. So back to the bottom lane. Mag having a pretty good time of it. He's gone for an Orb of Venom, which is nice just in the lane to kind of trade hits, just be a little more effective diving. He's actually gone for Feast, dealing with a lot of additional harassment from Nature's Prophet. Generally, if you just want to be in combat early, you'll max the Rage, but he kind of needs this to sustain himself in lane. I imagine we'll see something that gives him some regen soon. Alex going to eat a lift and an Illuminate. Actually, the Illuminate will miss, and now they're going in anyway. A very short stun. Jackal continues to taste. Riptide cooling down for 10 seconds. Now they'll back off. Now it's Black on the hunt. Here comes Prophet. Needs a Sprout. Can he find it? Oh, what a beautiful Sprout. Blocking, always want to fly away, and Rubik tries to TP out. He can't do so. They might just get an additional kill off of this. We just stick on the run. Can he get away? It doesn't look like it. Heavy Agi damage. They'll pick up the kill, and now Jackal, did he finally get someone? He's just been running around. He never finished the Alchemist, who's back at the tower, even farming, kind of spitting in the faces of ICCup, and he'll rotate around, but the Prophet turns the tri-lane. We've seen this before.
Yeah, that's the power of the Prophet, especially when he's getting levels. I mean, like you said, the Nikes can most of the times zone him out a bit, just forcing him to use his TP to go back to base, but right now he's got a lot of farm and he's doing a lot of damage to Mag actually. So yeah, that TP in and the Sprout, that was such a good Sprout.
I mean now, yeah, it was really nice. He didn't actually Sprout the hero, he just blocked him off and blocked the others well. I think it's a matchup the Lifestealer can do well in, especially because he was pulled, but not now. Now the Prophet is phase boots, you are really in trouble. He needs a gank or some stuns to actually allow him to dominate this lane. Otherwise, he could just farm in the jungle, and CS will be fine, but he can't join the lane the way that the Prophet can, and that's really the big downside. At least not until we see up top lane onto Black. He gets lifted up, thrown back, but they can't kill him. They just don't have enough burst. I feel like against Morphlane, you really need that chain stun and that burst damage. Illuminate, Net, Riptide, Rubik Lift specifically, it's just not all that much damage for a hero like Morphlane.
Yeah, especially when he's been able to get so many levels. He's up to level 6 now, so level 3 in Morph, so he won't go down if they go for him. He's just too tanky right now.
Oh,
but Mag,
here we go.
Oh.
Alchemist circling around. He's going to have that unstable concoction. He'll throw it out now. Wow, that hits like a truck. And Black collects his free gold.
And that's level 2 concoction.
Yeah.
With a soul catcher. Just imagine a level 4 soul catcher with a level 4 stun.
And it wasn't even an acid spray. I mean, it's not even with the Midas armor there. Unstable concoction, for those who don't know, does physical damage, so it scales really well with Midas armor.
Yeah. But talking about the lane down at bottom, Mag, since he was actually maxing out Feast, Koiko with the early passive getting the extra armor doesn't really help against Mag. He's just gonna lifesteal a lot less if he wants to go for the Prophet and do some damage. And since Koiko managed to pick up the face boots before, he can't even catch up with him except if he uses open wounds. But you don't really want to use it just to try and chase someone to get some extra last or auto attacks in.
Yeah, I mean, also he's got level 1 raid, so you really have to be careful about diving too far, as you can easily be turned around upon top lane. Are they thinking about going back in? Nope, just content to do a little bit of defensive play. So it's been a lot of back and forth. The score is 4-1 to Mouse, but looking at gold, it's actually pretty much dead even. Only 200 gold lead favoring the Dire. Experience still very even. So I guess a lot of this just goes back to the fact that Templar Assassin did leave the lane earlier. Mag has rotated top. He's smoked up. He's got RP. They really want to make this one count. You want to get multiple kills. Illusion Room bottled as well. Templar Assassin now, they've spotted her rotating top. She'll drop a trap. She'll look to run, and she's revealed the smoke. So the damage is already pretty much out the window. Can he find that skewer RP? Are they going to let him get in range? There's your unstable concoction. Alex needs to run. Mag drops low, completely airballs it. Black just goes right over the top. That RP did nothing. Resolution does manage to force Fata to the low ground. Pretty nice play. Now Koikfa joining the fight. Jackal on the back foot. Koikfa says, I should probably run. Black wants to finish the job. In comes the Rubik, lifts the Morphling back, but you ain't killing him. Meanwhile, Resolution being hunted for his life, and Fata's about to find a kill here. There is no way out. The trap will be deployed. Skewer's cooling down. This will be an additional kill. Even misses the meld. Doesn't matter. Wow. Fata just saved their asses, because I think that was going to be a 2-3 here RP. I just had a feeling about it, but dispels the smoke, deploys the trap, and completely disrupts the gank.
Yeah, that was really good play. The Rue, or I believe they actually had vision. ICCup had vision for Fata moving in, so they wanted to try and catch him out. He just drops the trap, manages to reveal them. Yeah, showing it in mid the high ground ward. So they actually knew he rotated up. So just overall, great play by Mouz. And getting even more kills in this tri lane. And that's the problem with running an aggressive tri lane. If you don't actually get that many kills, you're gonna fall behind quite a bit, since the hard carry in that lane is gonna farm.
Meanwhile, Resolution's dropping low. Fata might just kill him. He's got Skewer. He's really baiting this. He'll be okay. But there's a Prophet. I mean, baiting it that far is pretty dangerous when... I mean, the ult was 3 seconds off cooldown. Like, if there was 3 seconds later, he would have been dead. He does have to back up now, but might have been too late in the end. And they're smoked up mid. They want to get Fata. There's no RP, so I don't really see how they're going to kill him.
Yeah, especially with Refraction. I don't think they'll be able to get the damage through it.
Yeah, it's really a lot of wasted time from ICCup right now. And the thing is, Jackal can't really contest anything top when he's left to himself. Maybe he can send the illusions in and throw out a Riptide, but you're not really going to be able to farm in the lane, and he's just sitting there not doing a whole lot. Now they go into Fata. They'll open wounds him to start. They do have RP now, but he's still got Refraction up. He may just kill Resolution, who once again is running for his life. The Prophet ult somehow not hitting him. Teleport will be canceled by that Nature's Prophet. So close to getting the kill. But that was a smoke gank. That was a Mag's time wasted. That was a lifestealer with a double damage. Did nothing. Didn't get a kill. Naga's not farming. Black is free farming. So even though nobody dies, it's a huge advantage for Mouz.
Yeah, they're just opening up the map so much by not dying. They're not actually doing anything special themselves. They're just not dying and farming instead, which is really, really good because ICCup feels forced to do something right now and just try and get something going since they fell so far behind in the tri lane that they just want to be able to get something at least.
And one of the vehicles for that comeback would be a Blink Dagger or Magnus, because suddenly you could have a Blink Infest combo, pop out, maybe burst down, if not the Morphling or the TA, then certainly the supports, but they don't have that Blink Dagger and Resolution. It's been delayed a lot. Look at his farm. He's over 1k gold behind Fata, or right thereabouts. That is such a massive deficit for Mag, and the reason is that Death Top earlier, Illuminate and Net being thrown out, but it's just harassment on Black. You're not killing him off. There's just not enough burst to bring him down without, say, a reverse polarity, and even then, you could still toggle on your Morph, and it may be impossible to get the kill in the end anyway. Plus, they've Shadow Demon, so as long as he's here, they're just not killing this Morphling. And, I mean, who are you going to kill? They can't really kill TA without blowing 4 or 5 heroes' time. Can't really kill Morphling, especially with Shadow Demon's there. What do you do, Webas? Where do you go? I mean, I'm not sure what ICCup does at this point, to be totally honest.
Yeah, they don't really have any proper vision into the jungle either, so they can't really gank in there. And even all the harassment they're throwing out on Black is not really wasted, but it doesn't really matter too much because Black got a Ring of Regen, a Ring of Health, I believe, as well as the Power Threads and the Warn. So he can just come back to full HP whenever he wants to.
And Rubik has rotated bottom during this time. Black's just not like, it's weird to say because they ran an offensive tri-lane and you'd assume he's under pressure. He's really, I mean, he's under harassment, but he's not under any real danger of dying. They'll throw in an Illuminate. He's actually fairly low. The Riptide won't hit him. Might have forced him to morph and wave away if that was the case, but now sitting on 12 stick charges, so a lot tankier than what you might think. The supports come in. They'll drive this. Uh-oh. Here we go. Soul Catcher, Disruption. A little bit slow to start channeling that stun. Now, Alex is going to stun himself. This will be a 2-hero RP. Going the other way. The stun on himself actually doesn't happen, I think, because he was slept, but it doesn't matter. RP, Skewer, dead. They get 2. And in exchange, Templar Assassin pops an Illusory, will push out mid. But finally they get on the board. Mouse overextends and they pay.
Yeah, really good rotation, and that sleep was huge, and fast reactions as well coming out of the resolution there, since both heroes and Mouse just try to split up as fast as possible. But yeah, managed to get the RP in, managed to get a double kill, which is really good, helping them out, getting them, like you said, back on the board. Getting the mag closer to Blink Dagger as well was very important, since Fata's almost there.
Yeah, it's really going to be crucial, because how else do they really start a fight? Lifestealer can walk in, open wound someone, and try man up. Naga can pop or sleep, although it's on cooldown now, but this doesn't, like, instantly give you the burst to bring anyone down. Speaking of blinks, Fata picks one up. I mean, the mag jumping in and RPing, that's what they need to just quickly kill heroes before Morphling's able to start morphing, waving away, before Shadow Demon can disrupt. They need the Blink RP to actually find kills. The other heroes can initiate, they just can't do any damage, so it is going to be essential. It's still going to be hard for them, I feel, afterwards, because now Prophet's fairly highly leveled. His ultimate's getting to that point where, I mean, once he hits level 11, you can really start to spam it. The cooldown scales really well. 15 seconds reduction per level, which is quite significant. And it's going to get harder and harder to keep the lanes pushed out. Like you said, they don't have vision. Part of the reason is they're up against Prophet, and pushing against him is quite difficult.
Yeah, it's very hard, as well as Mouse has been really good at dewarding most of the proper vision for ICCup. They got some defensive wards, making sure that Mag can still farm. He's actually the highest last hitter in the game, and he's been able to finish off his armlet on that Lifestealer now, and just keeps on farming up as much as possible. But I'm a bit interested to see what Jackal actually wants to go for on his Naga Siren. He's got a Ring of Regen and the Arcane Boots. The Arcane Boots I have no problem with, but I'm wondering what the Ring of Regen is going to be for, if it's just for lane regen.
Oh, always want to fly. He'll throw out a blinding light here, but he'll get adaptive. He'll be brought down. Now into Koikfa. Meld was stolen, and it does a crap load of damage to Koikfa. Chasing. There's your defensive sprout. There is the teleport, but it's cooling down. He'll bite the dust. But they really sent a lot of heroes for that. 4 heroes just to kill the Prophet. His Midas already used, so he's not wasting time there. I believe it's just a casual Ring of Regen. I want to say he had Tranquil Boots earlier, but I could be wrong. I mean, maybe he's looking at a Force Staff, a mech. I'm not really sure. They have a Lifestealer, so he doesn't have to be the hard carry for the team, but I feel like they need a lot more damage than just that Lifestealer, because, well, he can be kited if he's the only one. You can obviously just wave away. You can just kind of run away with Alchemist. You disrupt your allies being focused, purge him, sprout the ground where he is. And sure, he's got a Quelling Blade, but every little half second will make a difference. I'm not sure that they can rely on just Lifestealer to do the damage, so I think Naga needs to get some damage items as well.
Yeah, especially when Mouz has TA. Even the Alchemist being his support, he's gonna do quite a lot of damage if he gets up his levels, because his Chemical Rage helps him attack quite fast, and then just having the minus armor is gonna help out. And then of course they got the Morphling as well as the Nature's Prophet, so they pretty much got 4 heroes that are gonna do a lot of damage. And even though Nyx is strong, he can't just 1 versus 5 people.
And, well, here's more damage. Double damage and a haste run on Fata. The haste will wear off fairly soon, but top lane, oh, they find Black. Can they kill him? Yes, they can. It takes 4, but they get a crucial kill. There is a bit of a trade for Mouse just because they're pushing the other lanes, but something ICCup will be happy with. The other thing is, there's the minus armor. The medallion is up, and we talked about this earlier. They can do this so incredibly easy. Look at Roshan. Minus 16 armor applied to him. This is too easy. And this is not even max Essence Spray. It's only level 2, so it's even 2 less minus armor than what they could have. It will be more than enough. So they're getting Roche for a Morphling death. I would say, pretty damn good trade if you're Mouse.
It's a really nice trade, and they might actually lose to tier 2 though, which is gonna be a bit annoying because they managed, ICCup defended their tier 2. But we're gonna see a sleep and everybody's just TPing up from ICCup right now.
Yeah, they didn't actually deny the tower. They weren't able to. The glyph was already deployed, just didn't have... the teleports just were a little bit too late to do anything, so... At least ICCup gets the tier 2 top. They get some much-needed gold for their team. Blink, as mentioned by you earlier, is up on the Magnus, and... Well, we're going to see an Orca next for Mag. This could be a big item. With this, they could start to pick off heroes like Nature's Prophet, Templar Assassin, and particularly Morphling. Morphling not going for a Lincoln Sphere. Black, I've seen this build from him the last time he played Morphling. For some reason, he likes this casual Rain of Health, I guess just for the regen and lane, which this game was obviously very helpful. The last time he did it, he didn't even have pressure in the lane, so I thought it was weird then, but he's not completing the Lincoln, so the silence could be very potent against him as a result, and Manta eventually will be online, another way to remove that, but it's a long way off because he's gone for this Rain of Health and then into Yasha, so they'll have a window where if they get the Orchid up, maybe they can kill Black.
Yeah, like you said, if you get the Orchid up before the Manta's up, that's gonna be good. But even if the Manta's up, if they can force him to use it before,
right,
then they're gonna be able to have the Orchid afterwards.
Mid lane, here comes your big Blink Meld initiation on Jackal, and then the stun. Oh, we just stick, but there's too much slow. There's too much stun. He'll take a spill. Meanwhile, Jackal being picked off by Koikfa. No, the Stout Shield keeps him alive with about 8 HP. He's on the run. He'll sprout, but Black is here with the big backstep, cuts him off. Picks him off. They have a Blink, RP, Infest Bomb. The problem is, they don't have any follow-up. 2 of their heroes are dead right now, and Mouse looking to push mid. I think they'll be content with those kills and just farm the enemy jungle.
Yeah, it could be devastating, even if they push, because it's still Illuminate there, as well as the Mag does. Both the Magnus as well as Mag, the player, actually does quite a lot of damage still. But might be able to get Nino here.
Oh, sorry, I was checking Skype. I thought we had a technical issue. My bad, guys, but Shadow Demon gets picked off mid. So they use the Blink Infest Bomb. I think my first miskill of the game, which, all things considered, I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, sorry, guys, as we see Shadow Demon take a fall. And, well, the tier 1 mid going to be the trade in exchange for some farm going top lane. Black now rotates towards mid. Meanwhile, Fata doing work. Picks off another. Gets the Keeper of the Light. Shadow Blade now online on Nature's Prophet, and the pick-off potential for Mouse getting really scary. A Blink TA with an Aegis, a Prophet with a Shadow Blade, and a Morphling who's, well, he's just Morphling. So these 3 heroes can be all over the place in a matter of seconds, and suddenly, if you're Keeper of the Light, you're Rubik, even Naga, I feel, when the ult's on cooldown, you just don't feel safe farming.
Yeah. I really like the decision that they gave the Aegis to Fata instead of actually waiting for Black to respawn and then give it to him, since Black is just going to farm, but Fata is going to be trying to be active on the map, and that's going to give him an extra life so he can actually play a lot more aggressive than he's used to, or than he can do without it. So
mid lane,
it was a nice decision.
Blink skewer in, picks off Alex. He'll drop low, but he's got the ultimate, and he'll throw out a parting stun as he retreats towards mid, trots away. He'll even go back to the jungle. It looks like he'll be building the mech for this team next. Could be a pipe as well. I don't think our Nature's Prophet's going to build one at this point, and, well, I mean, that's the support. The one nice thing about Alchemist, sure, he doesn't offer as much utility as some others in certain ways, but he's tanky. He's not an easy kill. If that's another support, a Shadow Demon, a Rubik, they're dead there. But Alchemist, he can live through that.
Yeah, and the good thing with having the Alchemist support going for the mech, he can also move into even more armor after that, so not actually moving into HP is going to help them survive a lot longer against the Lifestealer.
More minus armor. Desolator picked up on Fata. He's not even going to wait for it. He's just going to man up and always want to fly. He is currently blinding lighted. That's definitely not a her, but he currently is missing his attacks. He will retreat. But yeah, Desolator. Even more minus armor. What did we have before? Minus 18 when all the skills are maxed. They have Medallion. Make it minus 24 now. Just disgusting. What's the highest armor level in ICCup? Maybe the Naga Siren? 12? She's still going to be minus 12 armor. Top lane, they'll go. Blink RP, catches Black Hole, start strength morphing. Can they burst him down? Yes, they can. It takes everything they got. A crucial kill. But still, they haven't addressed the Templar Assassin problem. And it's only getting worse.
It was a very, very good kill because the Lifestealer is now only 100 gold away from that Orchid, and Black is still 700 gold away from his Manta. So they're going to get another opportunity to kill off Black on that Morphling as soon as they get the Orchid up, but it's not going to be a big opportunity. It's going to be about 1 or 2 minutes max.
I love this crouching Rubik hidden lift. Comes in. Mag will take a ton of damage from Fanta with that Desolator. He's bringing him low. He will bring him down. Can't armlet toggle his way out. Oh no. Melts away, but he'll die to the Shadow Poison. That was a cute little play from our Rubik, but they were not banking on Fata having this Desolator and 2-3-shotting everyone. He'll jump in, knowing that RP is on cooldown, and, well, there's a Blink Skewer. But do you want to bring Fata in? Do you want to bring him towards Always Want to Fly? I guess it'll work out alright. Felt rather dangerous, though. Alchemist just so casually. Sometimes when you're playing Alchemist, it's just like, you want to come help your team, and then you just end up stunning yourself and feel like a total buffoon.
Yeah, that's probably the most annoying part with Alchemist, when you actually start channeling your ulti, and it's like, I'm not gonna make this, guys.
Or it's like you expect your team to go in, and then they all back, so you're just sitting there channeling your ult, or your stun, and you are ready to go fight, but since they're backing, you better back too, and then you just plunk. Sad Alchemist.
Yeah. But yeah, the Naga Siren actually picking up a Diffusal Blade right now, so he's been able to get some farm, and it was actually only a casual Ring of Regent, so it's gone now. But he picked up Vitality Booster as well as the Diffusal Blade, so might be going into a Heart just to get his illusions even stronger, which is going to be really good for killing off Black.
Yeah, I mean, TA is going to chew through these just with her Psy Blades, but as long as she's not the one, and if there's Poison Spray there, but Morphling will have trouble dealing with them by himself, so it could be useful. Obviously great for split pushing. I just don't know what the late game plan is for ICCup. I guess if Lifestealer gets big enough, they have Empower, and Mag could be a total menace, but he's gone Phase Boots, he's gone Orchid. These are more mid-game items. They're not going to scale as well as, say, getting things like Treads, going Abyssal Blade. It's really strong now, but once the Manta comes out on the Morphling, which I think is actually on the way, indeed it is, well, the Orchid, like you said, could be useful if they're able to force them to Manta first, but less guaranteed to be so, and I mean, it's very mid-game centric with ICCup. Even things like Diffusal Blade, if you really want to take it late game, you generally go Radiance. So, not that the build's wrong, but it does limit their late game scaling potential, their rate of farming. And hey, you're up against a natural Hex carrier, you're up against a Prophet. So, I'm starting to feel like the clock is ticking for ICCup.
Yeah, since Mouz is just gonna get stronger and stronger, especially the Morphling as well as the Alchemist. Even though the Alchemist is support, as we talked about, he's still gonna get really, really strong when he starts getting levels, because you can hit fast, and with the amount of minus armor they have, he's gonna hit hard as well.
Yeah, and even if he's not doing that much, he's a hero that's annoying enough in the fights that you want to kill him. And while you're killing him, you're not killing Morphling, you're not killing TA, so... Whereas you can pretty much just ignore Keeper of the Light at a certain point. Like, yeah, Illuminate spam's annoying, but TA has Refraction, Morphling's gonna be tanky enough and probably mobile enough that he's unlikely to even be hit by it, so... Yeah, I'd be a lot more worried about the Alchemist than I would be for, say, the supports of ICCup right now. Here's your song. They're gonna dive the tower. Alex, the one they'll catch. The one they'll look to kill first. He's got a buckler. He can pop it now, but I think he'll die anyway. Short order. Oh, yes, he will. He goes down in a matter of seconds. Fanta jumps in. Head full of steam. He'll get RP'd. He doesn't have the Aegis. He'll die quickly. I think it just expired. Morphling waving over the top, looking to go one by one. Mouse just charging into the meat grinder, and they are being ground apart. Fanta's bought back, though. He's looking to turn this fight around for his team. Jackal on the way out. Doesn't have to sleep to escape. Fata, not sure who to go for. Ghost Scepter deployed by Resolution will blink across the tree line, but Fata sticks on him and will look to finish the kill. He's got a meld. He's got a meld. He doesn't even need it. Just dying to the Shadow Poison, I think, at the last second. Yeah, so what looked like a really bad fight for Mouse in the end is the... What's going on with the Roshan timer? Why is there like a blank cheese in the middle of it? Do you see this?
Yeah, I see it.
I'm very confused. But yeah, I guess it's about to respawn. So
Yeah,
it's been
like
gone for a little while in that case.
Someone stole a piece of the pie.
Yeah. Chuan
Maybe.
wanted a little snack. I know he's streaming now, so maybe he's found a way to eat Roshan's timer.
But yeah, overall, I believe it was still only a 2-for-2 exchange, but the Lifestealer going down, as well as the Magnus going down, of course, and they didn't get the tower, which is kind of devastating. Since they managed to force 2 buybacks, Mouz didn't actually lose anyone after the buybacks. It was still a good fight for Mouz, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, trading, I think, is okay for them. They just don't want to lose fights badly, because, I mean, ICCup, they also use their RP, and sure, it's off cooldown now, but during that time, Mouse are just split pushing freely, they're farming aggressively, Fox's getting close to his next damage item. Morphle now has the Manta style, completes the Perseverance. It looks like Black is probably thinking about going back for a Lincoln Sphere at this point. I mean, you can just sit on the Perseverance, but you don't really need it that badly at this point in the game. I mean, generally, you can just save your mana, but... oh, here we're gonna see a disruption for some reason. I guess just to farm. Oh, well, I didn't know you could do that. You can replicate your own illusions? Huh. I thought you could only use it on heroes. Well, you learn something new every day. At least I do.
Yeah, I didn't know that either, but that's kind of cool actually, because I believe before, but that was changed a long time ago. Couldn't you actually replicate yourself at the start or something?
Yeah,
But they changed that because it was kind of overpowered.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can replicate your own Manta illusions. I guess it's just the Shadow Demon ones. I want to say. I could be wrong, but yeah, it definitely used to be the case that you could replicate yourself, and it was Morphle was too strong at that point, so they changed it so you couldn't. And I don't know how this works if you replicate illusion, if it has reduced damage twice, like if it reduces it once because it's an illusion, and then again because it's a replicate of an illusion. Not sure about that, but either way, something unusual we're seeing here.
Yep. But looks like both teams are just trying to farm up, but ICCup doesn't want to give away this Roche at this time.
We'll see Koikfoot continue to push that top lane. Boy, he's all of a sudden, Prophet's got his money. He's got the Sight Device if he wants. He has a Midas cooldown available as well. So probably sitting at like 4,300 gold. We're gonna see more replicates just being thrown out all over the map. Prophet, Shadowblade's back in top. Once that last hit on the tower, he won't quite get it. It will be denied. I thought they might go in, which is why I got excited, but they say, we don't want to blow an RP on this Nature's Prophet, and I don't even know if they could kill him anyway. And they'll just back off. Yeah, no detection, so nothing they can do.
Yep. And one of the problems was that they actually had to TP away the mag, but I'm a bit surprised that they TP'd away the Keeper of the Light as well. He could have just stayed and TP'd the mag back to Roche again, but Mouz doesn't want to risk it, and Sleep is going to be popped by Jacko.
Catches the Alchemist. That's it. He's got mech as well. He'll probably die quickly here. He's thrown up in the air. He will take a fall. He even pops the mech. Doesn't get the wand off. Doesn't really matter. He would have died in seconds anyway. Meanwhile, Black on the sidelines picks off one. RP catches two. Infest Bomb is here. They bring him down fast. Black will drop as well. And Manted out of the silence there, but the damage was already done. He just died too fast. Double buyback forced out. Trap catches four. Purge and always want to fly. Fata rejoins the fight. He'll look to get some kills here. He finds one. He wants more. He knows RP is on cooldown. He may look to chase this. He will. He blinks on in. Do they have detection for him? I don't think they do, actually, so he can be aggressive. Meanwhile, Wild Prophet appears, drops the Sprout after the Scythe on one. They're looking at more, and what looked like a good fight for ICCup, once again, it's the buybacks for Mouse, just completely turning it. And the reason they're able to buy back like this is they're just out-farming ICCup so heavily.
Yeah, it was really, really good buybacks, and manages to kill off 3 people on the run was great as well. So in the end, it was actually a team wipe because Rubik went down a lot earlier in that fight. So yeah, really well played.
I think they'll be happy with a team wipe. Team wipe. Jesus, been casting too long.
Maybe Lifestealer survived. I don't actually know, but yeah, still, it was a really good trade for Mouse. 2 buybacks for 4 kills in the end is quite worth it.
Yeah, I think in the end, I mean, even if it was a little bit more even, it's still definitely worth it for Mouse. And Fata, BKB up on him, and now you have to be worried about. There's just so many heroes you have to focus. You have to catch. Basically, I would say you have to catch Morphling and TA in the RP, and Prophet, well, I'd say you have to catch him, but he's probably going to buy back anyway, so killing him is nice, but not necessarily going to change the course of the fight. And even then, I mean, Alex has the mech. Shadow Demon can completely turn the fight with a timely disruption. It's going to be hard ever to catch all of Mouz, since Prophet won't even be there when the fight starts. TA may blink in late, Morphling can replicate in. And because of that, a lineup for ICCup that has so much teamfight potential is really having trouble realizing it. Even last fight, they caught 2. And without the buybacks, I think it would have been a good fight, but the problem was the tier 2 and the tier 1 are still at bottom, and, well, if the buybacks are available and they're nearby, good luck to ICCup ever taking a fight. They really don't have the damage to go 2 lives into a TA and a Morphling.
Yeah, it was very convenient for Mouz that they actually took the fight there. Like you said, they could TP in since both the towers are still up in bottom lane, which helped them get back into the fight quite fast, even though Nature's Prophet can TP in faster than that. Black was one of the ones that had to buy back and TP in, so good fight for them, but like we talked about. But anyways, ICCup is... It feels like they're more burst heavy right now. Since they got the Orchid as well, is you want to do some damage to make it pop and do a lot of damage in the end, so they're relying heavily on burst, but Mouz is getting so much more tankier that it's hard for them to actually just burst everybody.
Yeah, I mean, especially... It's even Alchemist, it requires a lot to burst down. I mean, he's got 14 armor right now with the medallion as well as the mechanism. Obviously, you lose some if you choose to pop the medallion on someone, but sure, they could kill him. It's not like he won't die, but it takes enough out of them to do it that they don't necessarily have all they need to go on to the next tier. So they really are tanky, and you have an Aegis on Morphling, so he's got to die twice. Fata is a BKB. With that BKB active, a lot of the damage from ICCup is still magic damage. It's still nuke-based damage. The Mag RP Shockwave Skewer combo, if they actually get that damage off, that's about half of Fata's HP, assuming he's not blocked by Refraction. I agree with you. I don't think they have it. I think they're going to need stuff like Scythe of Ice soon. And we continue to see the Disruption Replicate trick. Very cool. Not sure if it's intended, but it's pretty useful.
Yeah. It looks like Jackal is actually going for a meta style right now to get even more illusions up. But like we've been talking about, pretty much the Prophet ultimate kills off almost all of his illusions until he actually gets a heart. And if they don't, Fata kills them off with the side blades instead. So the illusions, they're going to burn a bit of mana with the diffusal blade, but it's not going to be nearly enough to have sustainable damage in the fights.
Yeah. And those Naga illusions, it's not like PL where you instantly recreate them. They have to last for a while because Mirror Image has a long cooldown. It's 40 seconds. PL, he loses his illusions, and late game enough, he'll just make a new army within seconds, constantly spamming the Doppelwalk, the Lance. Not going to be an option for this Naga Siren, and, well, we'll see if that comes into play. Random blinds everywhere, suddenly. Not sure what that's all about, but Resolution's going to go farm top, and... Well, we'll see a Purge. Jackal gets caught. He does have that Zone. He'll pop it immediately. I think he needs to TP out here. Can he actually run? They want to man up and fight. Mag's on his way. He's got the RP, but he won't be able to get in range, and in the end they will back off. Wisely at that.
Yeah, using the mirror images though, so like you were saying, it's a long cooldown, and Mouz gets an opportunity where the Diffusal Blade illusions isn't actually going to be a big deal, so they should be able to go for a push in here, and they got some pressure on top lane as well, so a tiny split push is actually going on.
Yeah, while that's happening, mid and top are all pushing in. They have Desolator, which will affect the tower, so the tower going to drop a little bit quicker, and Koikfa really hits like a truck, doing a lot of damage. They need an RP that catches a few, but the problem is you can't really get in that close because Acid Spray will disable your Blink Dagger, and Prophet Ultimate can be used for that as well. Mouse, or Black rather, has a Replicate up. They do a little chip damage, they'll back off. I think they could slow siege this, honestly. I mean, they could even split push if they really wanted to. You can kind of abuse Replicate and the Shadow Blade to be aggressive in multiple lanes, but Mouse already doing a lot of damage to the tower, and ICCup, they got to do something soon.
Yeah, like you were saying, the huge radius of Acid Spray is quite a good zoning tool. Just dropping it far into the base, forcing Resolution to go back so he can actually blink past the Teep and try and get a good RP. He has to blink pretty much in front of them, and that opens up, if Koiko is fast enough, he should be able to get a sheep out on the mag, and that's just going to stop the RP straight away. So it's going to be very hard for him to initiate, and right now they're just sieging it.
Yeah, I mean, like, instant cast on that sheep. So same with the Rubik Telekinesis, where mag can jump in, and if you're really quick on the reactions, if you have low enough ping and you're paying enough attention, you can just completely ruin the fight. ICCup need a big RP. That's how they win a fight. Getting one, gonna be hard, but without it, no chance. So, as the game often seems to when it comes down to a lineup with Magnus, it will simply come down to, can he hit this relatively low AoE ultimate on basically the entire enemy team? It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, it's like you were saying, it's gonna come down to the big RP, and if they're gonna have enough damage to actually bring down everybody caught in the RP, because if someone survives the RP, unless they manage to get a 5-man RP and kill off four people, of course they're gonna win the fight. But if the whole team kind of survives, they're gonna have the mech after that. The Alchemist is gonna be able to pop his ultimate, and he's gonna be impossible to kill, and then they can just start doing damage and ship down the Lifestealer quite fast, since they have the Soul Catcher for him, one of the meshes they have, as well as the Purge, of course, from the Shadow.
Yeah, they have the heart. Actually, no Heart of Terras for Jackal. He goes back for a Mantis, so he gets more illusions, but illusions that just aren't very tanky. We'll see what they can do in these fights. I mean, there's no big silences to remove or anything like that for Mouz, so I'm a little surprised. I think the Heart would have been the more stable choice, or even upgrading the Diffusal for some extra damage, but he chooses to go Manta. Not a bad item by any means, but he's still going to need another item to really have illusions that live for long and do something in the fights. And Mouz are content to slow roll this. They're now up by 14k gold, 14k experience. I feel this will favor them. Not only do they have more heroes, they have, I would argue, the carries that scale a bit better. Morphling, TA, Prophet. I mean, it's a Lifestealer Naga. Naga doesn't scale that well. Lifestealer can be kited by Demonic Purge to some extent, and just by a Morphling waving and moving away. There's still no Abyssal Blade up on that Lifestealer, so I like the tempo of the game more for Mouz. We'll see if ICCup can disrupt it, as they have a 5-man smoke gang. They will find that Morphling, but he's got a Replicant, a wave away. They smoke as well, but the RP only catches Alex. Well, they'll get Alex, but there's no RP now. That's a pretty expensive kill. And Black, looking to man up. That's a big Alchemist stun. He stunned everyone with that. Was wondering why they're all standing there. And meanwhile, Nature's Prophet pushing in top.
And this is the hard part, is Nature's Prophet being really annoying by pushing. But the good thing for ICCup is that they have a Keeper of the Light. So he can just stay in one lane, try and counter push, and then if someone TP's back, he can just TP them into the fight again. But they haven't really utilized that too much, because Keeper of the Light is pretty much TPing wherever everybody else is TPing as well. So they're really not utilizing the recall right now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the hero you'd want to recall is the Naga, because Lifestealer nag, so he can just instantly jump into the middle of the fight. Rubik can't really split push by, or counter the push by himself. He doesn't do enough, and he'll die really easily. So it pretty much has to be the Naga, because obviously you need mag in the fight as well. And, well, they haven't really used it. I think it would help them a bit, but they're still going to be constantly inside their base either way. It's something they could be doing a bit more efficiently, but it's so hard for them. Fata's up to 3.8k. Black has another 3.3k. He could either go... I think he'll just go Butterfly. I think that's the better way to go this game. There's no Hex on ICCup. There's no way to remove his evasion. And you're up against a Bashing Lifestealer. But whatever he wants, he has it now. All the carries basically have that next item. Prophet, he's probably got a Daedalus on the way. No, he's got an MKB. Yeah, there's too much damage on Mouz. I honestly don't see them losing this short of just a massive, massive throw.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard for them to lose this. And even if they manage to throw, like, the Nature's Prophet, get caught out in a bad position. He finished off his MKB, still got 2.2k gold, so I believe he actually got buyback still ready, so they can just let him die, and then he buys back and split push another lane. So it's very hard for him to lose at this point. ICCup is going to have it tough to manage to get back in into this game, but like you said, it's pretty much up to, or it's pretty much down to Mouz is the one that's going to lose this game if something happens, because they're so far ahead.
Yeah, they have to lose it for themselves. ICCup can't really force them to lose it. And the thing is, ICCup, the natural reaction when you're hemmed into your base like this is, let's go for a smoke gank, let's go kill some heroes. But they're only getting one or two at a time, because Mouz are so spread out. You can't really find more. And Koikfa, as quickly as he's driven away top lane, back in he goes, he pushes it in again. We'll see some additional farm for Magnus, who is up to 3.3k. I mean, normally you'd say Refresher. I say carry Mag. I think you just need more physical damage at this point. It's probably not going to work, but I don't see 2 RPs working either, because at some point that you're not going to catch everyone, and sure you have a second one to go, but now they have an Aegis, so I don't know. It's just a rock in a hard place at this point. Aegis actually up on Fatu is now up to 6k gold. I think Assault Cuirass is the best choice here, just for some more minus armor on the buildings, but really, whatever he wants, just buy it. You've got the money for it.
Yeah, he can pretty much buy, like you said, whatever he wants. He can die, buy back, buy Boots of Travel, and still manage to buy something like a Demon Edge if he wants to. But I'd say Resolution, just go for a Mask of Madness. You need the attack speed to kill people in your RP.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very tough for them. It's gonna be really hard.
I would like to see that Dendi carry mag build. I mean, it didn't work, but that's pretty much what I think is the best option at this point. Not going for it yet. Morphling Replicate taking just a whale of damage. It will be brought down finally. Meanwhile, Illusion's being dealt. Actually, surviving for quite a while, but they'll go down in the end. Some additional Shadow Poison comes in. And just the perpetual state of Prophet Park top, either Morphling or TA middle, and then the other one bottom, with the two supports behind him, constantly keeping all the lanes pushed in. How much longer do they need to farm? We'll see. I imagine with the E-Blade up, with now another 4.4k in black, they'll go soon, but apparently they're not quite ready yet. Black has not finished farming.
No, he likes to farm quite a bit. Likes to be six-slotted instead. But I wonder if he's going to actually finish up the Lincolns now. He's got the Perseverance, so maybe look to finish up the Lincolns or just go for a Butterfly since he actually, like you said, went for the E-Blade instead of finishing the Butterfly with the first Eagle Song he bought. But he still got enough money to buy another Eagle Song and pretty much have buyback ready.
Yeah, the issue for him is just inventory slots. Maybe he'll just sell the Ring of Akila if he wants something else. He's sitting on a cheese as well. Not finding those snipes because ICCup aren't giving them. But Mouse, in full command of this game, I think we've said that like 50 different ways at this point. Do you have any new creative phrasings for it? Because I'm running out. I am definitely running out.
I'm not the person for that.
They're winning by a lot, guys. They're winning by a lot. They have the momentum. They're going to break the base. Here we go. Daedalus up on Fata. He's manning up. He's going to hit like a... Not even a truck anymore. He's going to hit like a Zamboni. Is that the thing that... Is that what they're called? The things that like make the ice flat again? And whatever. You know what I mean. They're going to back off bottom. Continue to push. In and out. Bob and weave. Duck and cover. Slow and steady. The end is coming.
Yeah. Fata picked up a Daedalus now, so his damage is quite ridiculous. He got the Aegis as well, and he got buyback ready. So they left the tower on 1 HP, but I mean, why not?
They get the tower denied. They get the level 2 Diffusal Blade. Things are really turning around here for ICCup. Well, not quite.
Almost. Nino's up to 3.4 gate gold.
It's also 4 Morphlings they can bring to the table. The Replicate, the Hero, and then 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
And he did go for the extra Eagle Horn, like you were just saying, so...
Yep, his damage is going to be quite a lot, as well as his E-Blade is going to do quite some damage as well. He hasn't morphed down too much of the strength, he's just playing it safe right now.
If you're going to go shotgun, like, be a man. I mean, be a true water creature. None of this, like, I'm going to sit on 80 strength. I want to see that base strength at 0. That's... or I think the lowest you can rate it is 1, actually. But that's a manly Morphling. This is unacceptable, Black. I'm no longer a fan, even if it's smart.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot more fun just going down to one strength. Because you just one-shot the supports, like, go in, insta-game the Rubik or the Keeper of the Light. You're out of the fight, and then you don't have the Illuminate spam to go out. And right now, they sent Koiko up the top. He's like, I can't be bothered with this anymore. I'm just going to split push another lane and make sure we win this game because this is taking too long.
This is taking quite a while for Mouse. 20k gold, not enough. 20k experience, not enough. Aegis Cheese, not enough. They need more. They need Koiko to maybe get caught out here top. He'll actually get silenced. They've taken so long that they're giving up a kill. He'll buy back immediately, but nothing big was used for that. That's just a free kill. They'll TP home. Now no buyback for him. The rack slowly being sieged. Hasn't dropped yet. Hey, if Prophet dies again, then it's 4v5 for about 100 seconds. We'll see if it comes to that.
Yeah, but this is the thing I mentioned though. Koiko just instantly buys back. This push is still going on in top, so if he wants to, he can TP up to top in 5 seconds to just go for that split push instead, because ICCup is going to be forced to fight sooner or later.
Yeah, meanwhile, I was trying to find that Replicate. It was actually just killing the tower mid, doing a ton of damage. We have a Lifestealer Bomb. This could be the opportunity. The song will start it off. He's going to be able to catch 3. This is a fantastic Lifestealer Bomb. Cancel the song. RP it up. Here we go. Chop, slice, dice. They're all just melting. They do have an Aegis on the North lane. He'll probably come back soon. Oh, no. Can he actually get away? Sorry, it was on the TA. He's got the cheese. He won't go. He will escape. He replicates slightly north. He has the cheese. He's still not using it. The fight races on. But ICCup, they find the big opening. Alex now on the way out. There's a buyback from the Shadow Demon. The Magnus, the Prophet, they all rejoin the fight. Absolute clusterfuck, but ICCup, they come out on top.
It just shows the power of their team fight, though. And Lucky Bash, there it is.
Yeah, not even that lucky when you have Rage, and they can't even...
True.
They were in Roche, I think, maybe thinking about going for it, but it's not up yet, and... Well, their buybacks are on cooldown. Prophet buyback on cooldown. Templar Assassin actually didn't use her, so only the one, but... Well, we'll have to see. This is going to be at least a tier 1, a tier 2 mid, maybe even the tier 3. And now we're looking at a Heart of Terras to come out on Jackal. We could see Follow Mag picking up the Abyssal Blade. No, he'll go Assault Cuirass instead, but... I mean, they can't afford to lose too many more fights like that, and when there is RP, there is generally a way. If you make enough mistakes, and Mouz make a big one there, they're going to look to breach high ground. There will be a buyback from Fata. He only had 15 seconds, but he'll just blow it now. They don't want to lose this tower mid. Black going for the shotgun, can't quite kill off. Always want to fly. The Song of the Siren will fly out. They can all just TP home if they'd like. He'll cover the retreat. They'll all escape. The buyback from Fata doesn't accomplish a whole lot. Roshan's not even up, so they can't even steal that. Call it a big win for ICCup.
Yeah, no, Jackal is going to finish off his heart now as well on the Naga Siren, so his Illusions is going to get a lot more tankier, and even though they're still behind by quite a bit, that fight was huge for them. I mean, they managed to kill off the Prophet once again. They killed off the TA, even after the Aegis, and they managed to force a buyback. So he's not going to have a buyback for, what is it, about 3 minutes or so. And that's going to be quite big for them. If they can get another one of those fights, it should be a Rax at least.
Yeah, well, especially if the buybacks aren't there. Whether it just comes from money, lack of money, which is probably not the case for Mouz, or potentially just having the buyback on cooldown. Black has now completed his butterfly, still sitting on that casual perseverance. I think he really doesn't want to buy a Lincoln's. Feels like it won't add a whole lot to him, and I can kind of agree, because if he gets RP'd, well, Lincoln's ain't going to help you there. And that's pretty much how Black dies, is eating an RP, eating some bash to the face. And here comes another smoke gank. They're right back at it. Oh boy, Fata used this buyback. Remember, he had 15 seconds, he blew it. And now, will it cost him? In comes our Mag, but there's a Demonic Purge, as well as a Silence, or a Song of the Siren. Won't catch Fata. Fata's just out of range of this. Now the Naga will pop her illusions. They pick off the Shadow Demon. Not really the biggest steal, but they do get at least one kill off of that. They don't blow the RP. And I think Resolution should probably spend his gold. He's up to 4.5k, but they're going to look to push off of this. I don't think it's enough. Black's pushing him mid. They're going to have to back soon.
Yeah, I believe Resolution actually did by something now. He's got an Oblivion Staff on the Courier, so he should be able to finish off a Refresher right now, but that Refresher is going to be huge as well. I mean, their team fight is still very, very strong. Even though they're under farm and their damage isn't as good as Mouz's damage, I mean,
yeah, they have
if the team fight
RP.
goes their way again, that's going to be huge for them.
They have RP, and so, yeah, the team fight's definitely going to favor them. The Rubik is on their team. It won't be stolen. The thing is with Mouz, I mean, we go back to that big fight. They were doing fine split pushing. I think the big mistake there was, you know, they weren't playing to the strength of their lineup. Sure, they're ahead, but why not just have Prophet in one lane, TA in another lane, Morphling in a third, and Shadow Demon parked behind whoever you think is the most vulnerable? You're just never going to lose more than one that way, and instead, they got caught. They were forced to use lose a lot of heroes' lives. They lost the Aegis. They lost the Cheese. That won't happen if you... Well, not the Cheese, because he actually just replicated out and had to run all the way back to base. But, yeah, I feel like if they just play it more to the strength of their lineup, it would be easier for them to break the base. But so far, not quite able to do it. Amazingly, the racks still stand up to full HP in both lanes. Granted, they're exposed, but we still got ourselves a ball game.
Yeah. They're going to be forced to go back now, though, and defend bottom lane, because if they don't TP back straight away, Koi can actually seize this opportunity.
Uh-oh. There's your Blink, Demonic Purge as well for the Shadow Demon, but a simple skewer away should allow him to escape. And oh, by the way, he's got a Life Steal inside him. They're going to go on him. This could be a mistake. He doesn't have Skewer, though, so how is he going to get range for that RP? He'll pop his Ghost Scepter, but he's still taking damage from Shadow Poison. Now the Blink in. The crit is there. Mag will melt, and I think he doesn't have buyback now. Oh, it's a cooldown for 20 seconds. Now, Mag as well will hit the ground. Follow Mag as well as the Magnus. The two Mags, the twin Mags have taken a fall. The Lifestealer, no buyback. Oh boy, this just might be it. After that amazing fight bottom, with no buybacks available on 2 key heroes. Well, Mag can buy back now, but there's no damage. And this probably is game.
Yeah, this should be game. Even if they hit the RP, like you said, they're just lacking a lot of damage. Jacko can do a lot of damage, but it's not going to be enough.
He might get Koikfa, but he's not going to kill Morphling as well, and Black could just go for a kill here. He's going to actually kill Resolution, I think, before he can escape. He'll skewer away. He is currently ethereal form. He'll bite the dust. And, oh, by the way, there's a TA in this game. Jackal doing some good work against Black, who did pop his cheese. He's got that ethereal blade off cooldown. He needs to wave soon. He needs to get out of here, or maybe not. Maybe the shotgun is the solution. Fata going on the chase. Look at the damage from this Templar Assassin. Down he will go. And at long last, Mouz have done it. 51 minutes in, they've broken the base. They've crushed the defenses of ICCup. It took a bit of an overextension for the Magnus, but Mouz, they will be the first team to advance into the winter bracket finals for Group C of the We Play Dota 2 League, taking this best of 1.
Yep, going for the Mega Creeps right now. Our Keeper of the Light is in a bad position.
Going for the Keeper of the Light. Yes, please, give me that gold. They'll take it. Goes to the Shadow Demon. Well deserved, Nino, I gotta say. That Blake Purge, that's what got them the kill on the Mag. Without it, wouldn't have gotten it range, so in the end, he was the closer for Mouz, not the hard carries, not all the farm. I mean, you can have all the farm in the world you want on these guys. 27k net worth on the Morphling. I don't really like Black's build that game. This game, I just feel like he couldn't actually man fight. And at Morphling with 27k, you should be able to man fight. If you have a Satanic and you're just fully agility morphed, unless you get like bashed and, you know, hexed or something where you can't actually morph, you're just not gonna die. But I mean, it was enough in the end. I just feel like this build, if you're gonna take it this late, not really ideal. You'll see a Blanket, a Skewer as well, Mag pushing some heroes back, but that'll be the end.
Yep, and a good win for Mouz. They look not, I would say grim, but that fight they managed to get in bottom ICCup was just, that was a really good fight for them, and I was like, maybe they can actually win if they get something like that instead. But Mouz was like, nah, we're not gonna make that mistake again. Let's just kill them and then win the game.
Yeah, guys, exactly right. So, of course, I'm LD. He's Weppus. You probably remember him from the GD studio, but if not, be sure to follow him. Twitter.com/Weppus_. He's got an underscore at the end there. That's WEPPAS_. As for me, I'm LD. Twitter.com/LDDota. But more importantly, stay tuned because we have more We Play Dota 2 League action coming up next. It's going to be Empire versus Absolute Legends. This is a very stacked group of 4 teams, considering some of the other groups, and a lot of the reason for that is ICCup and AL have really started to look stronger over the past week, well, not week or two, past 2 or 3 weeks since the groups were created. So this group, very much up in the air. But Mouz Sports, your first team into the winter bracket finals. First place will be your winter bracket champion. Second place, your loser bracket champions, and the other 2 teams, they go home. So coming up next, Empire versus AL right after this.